I like that. This other guy put Bradshaw at
all
number
these
5.
I cannot wait till the draft's over because all you damn Saquon Barkley fans gotta relax.
Dude,
We're not
I'm
taking
huge
him
on
at
Saquon
2
Barkley.
overall.
Him and Baker Mayfield are my favorite 2 people in the draft. But I know
and Baker Mayfield's not getting taken as number 2 pick either.
I know, but I like him so much. Antoine, Hangler, Mr. Underground, what's going on, guys?
All right, let's see if the audio is up. I think we are streaming live.
Yeah,
okay, nice.
Up on YouTube.
Can people hear us, or is it just the video?
I'm pretty sure they hear us.
Oh, are you sure?
Well, let me double check.
Yeah, you know what? Just get in your room and answer the damn chat.
Yes, they can hear us.
The
audio's up on YouTube. Yes.
All right. There we go.
All right, guys. As you can see, we're a very professional program.
Very professional. Hey, listen, we got to talk after.
We always start on time. We never have any technical difficulties.
Nope, correct. We are family friendly.
Always start on time.
Yeah.
Never, ever technical difficulties.
No, never. All right. Let's see. James, I think I just added James on, or is that Justin? Who's on?
It's Jimmy, not James.
Oh, wait,
that's
which one?
The same people?
I'm not sure yet. Let's see if you guys piss me off tonight.
All right. Oh, I just noticed something. I got to get rid of that. All right, let's hit the intro music. You guys ready?
Let's hit it. Let's back this thing up.
Get it going.
Get sexy.
Little intro music. Yes. Oh, you want to do a sexy intro?
Get sexy. I like that.
All right, where the hell is James with the intro music?
Welcome to the Bleedbigblue podcast, dedicated coverage of the New York Football Giants by your hosts, Marco, Trifecta, T. Merritt, and JBW.
What is up, gentlemen? It's been 2 weeks, right? A week? 2
Yeah.
weeks? Hey, whoa, shit. Blow our ears out. You are listening to the Bleedbigblue podcast, and is there a lot to talk about? I got to change the title on the...
We have a lot to talk about with this podcast.
Yeah. Do you want to start off with New England Patriot news?
Yes, that's exactly what I want to start off with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, me? Okay. So for anybody who doesn't know, the office coordinator for the New England Patriots was supposed to have a job at Indianapolis, and it's not official yet, but I'm pretty sure, and pretty much what most people's guess is that the GM for the Patriots told him that once Bill Belichick leaves, he's a stud-in for the job. So he completely backed out on the Indianapolis Colts, and now they're left head coachless, looking for somebody, while he's sitting pretty with New England. And on top of that, the whole trouble with Markham Butler and how they just practically benched him. I mean, there's a lot going on over there. And I think you made a video on it today talking about how that could have been us. And I'm so happy that it wasn't, because you were right. You made a point about how, Marco, you made a point about how, if anything, it just made you happier that we got Pat Shurmur, and it made you more happy and content with our grab, because we were super high on him. I forgot what his name was. The Josh McDaniels. There it is. We were super high on Josh McDaniels, and that could have been us. If say the Patriots lost in the playoffs. Let's be honest. If the Patriots lost instead of the Vikings, we probably would have taken Josh McDaniels, and that literally would have been us. We would be the Colts right now, digging for a head coach somewhere. So,
I don't know about all that. I think when you find out that Andrew Luck's shoulder is not as what you thought it was going in, it has a pretty big effect on your decision. So the news about Luck today coming out is pretty. It's weird that came out the same day that this came out. I mean, you didn't hear it for the last 2 or 3 weeks that you heard McDaniels was going to get a job. So before everybody jumps on McDaniels here, put yourself in his shoes and consider the fact that you got Belichick, who you know for years and years and years, who you've won with, coming to you today, and it was just came out a couple hours ago that Belichick went to him and said, I'm going to teach you everything I know. I'm going to open my world to you, I believe was the quote. So you have Belichick coming to you saying that at the same time that you know that Andrew Luck's shoulder isn't exactly what it was or what you anticipated it might be. I don't know that you could now. Is it screwed up that he had coaches in place? Yeah. Is it a bad look? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know, knowing that came out, the information that came out about Luck, I don't know that it's necessarily the worst decision for him long term. If you're looking at franchises where you can succeed, are you better off in New England, even with Belichick leaving and potentially Brady leaving in a couple of years? Or are you better off going to Indianapolis with the uncertainty of Luck's shoulder, a young quarterback? I don't know. I don't think as bad of him as everybody else does. Be honest.
I don't know.
I don't think it's bad about him at all. I mean, if Bill Belichick was telling me, hey, man, I'm going to teach you my secrets to why I'm the best coach of all time, I'd probably stay there too. So I don't think he deserves any negativity.
Well, first of all, I want to put out there that Josh McDaniels has been with him for, 10 years at least? If Bill hasn't taught him everything, or at least opened up the door a little bit by now, what the hell is he holding back?
Why would he?
Why wouldn't he?
Why would he? Because McDaniels is your offensive coordinator. Why am I giving him and there's no guarantee that these people may leave or go, like, you deal with those people for the game plan. You don't unveil the curtain to them. You don't let them behind the curtain. You don't let them in to see the Wizard of Oz just because they're there. I mean, I'm sure there's the strategies and things that Belichick has kept to himself for situations where, what are you coaching against McDaniels one day? I mean, so I don't. And McDaniels is the offensive coordinator. Is Belichick sharing everything with him that he does defensively? Is he sharing every secret that he has with him defensively, strategic wise? I don't know about that. You know, but
I would love to know.
You got to figure. You got to
Belichick is
figure
holding
the
back.
potential. You got to figure if that's what Belichick said to him, it resonated, and the guy made a decision that he thought was best for his future. It took balls to make that decision.
Yeah,
I think,
and I saw things from Charlie Weiss. He was saying that he just made a really bad decision. He burned a bridge in the NFL, and who's going to give him another job after that?
But see, even that's ridiculous. Because, all right, so let's say this, right? So Matt Light isn't Matt Light the general manager or a big wig down in Tampa Bay?
Right, so I'm not positive of that one.
Let's say Dirk Cutter. I believe he is. I believe Matt Light. I believe I heard today he's in Tampa Bay, right? Because I heard the same argument, and then somebody countered with this, and they said the Patriots have so many ties around the league. Yeah, this may be a bad look for 18 teams, but if the Patriots have ties in a dozen teams around the league and McDaniels became available again, is it really going to hold that much water? I don't know.
True.
And
the one thing I will say about this, that I'm literally thinking is, if Josh McDaniels gets a head coaching job again, and let's say he fails with the Patriots, he fails. It's not like he's getting another job anyway.
No, exactly. And can I say this quick to the Giant fans that are basically stating that, how happy are we that we didn't get Patricia because of what happened in the Super Bowl? Can we just please stop with the asinine stupidity? Because if you want to make the argument that how happy are you that Patricia isn't the head coach because of the Super Bowl, then think back 2 weeks prior and make the argument that Schwartz made Shermer look like a fool in the NFC Championship game. So stop with that stuff, please. Please, I'm begging you guys.
Did you see that nice little shave he's got going on?
That's what I was going to say. Yep. You see how he showed
up? That's the worst thing. If I was a Detroit fan, I would have started crying. Did you guys see Patricia at the press conference? Didn't he shave?
He came all buttoned up.
He trimmed it up.
I would have. That's an immediate red flag to me.
That's a McAdoo hair slick back move right there. Got to be careful.
That's the introduction.
Bring the beard.
You know, he'll grow it back out as soon as the
Bring the
season
beard.
starts.
Bring the beard with you.
I do like
Bring
the fact for his sake that he brought back Bob Cooter. I'm a fan.
It was a smart move. Why disrupt that side of the ball at this point?
The only thing
if you're him and you're going in there, you're going to fix the defense. Why disrupt? The offense has not been the problem there. Maybe they need a little bit more of a running game. You know, they need more of a consistency behind Stafford. But if they get that defense right, Detroit's a team that can compete.
The only thing that bothers me about the whole move is that he was hiring assistant coaches. They left their jobs, and now they're
yes.
Fucked.
I agree with that. That's the only part of what happened that left a sour taste in my mouth. Because when I first heard about it, I thought a lot worse of it than when I heard what came out about Luck. Because it's not a coincidence that news breaks around 18 hours after you hear about McDaniels staying in New England. You have to figure that McDaniels found that out probably in around the same time frame where this all came down. And when you're finding that out and Belichick is sitting in front of you and they're giving you more money, me personally, I would have taken it because I don't think you can laugh at or scoff at an NFL job. They don't grow on trees. There's 32 of them. You get your opportunity, you take it. And if you have balls and you're the offensive, you're an offensive guru, and if you're that worried about Luck, you're sitting at 3, and there's the potential to take a franchise quarterback right there that you can grow with for 10 to 12 years. Maybe Luck never plays another snap for the Colts again. So
and you factor Brissett as well, who he already coached.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious about that. Are they going to trade Brissett, or are they keeping him?
Why would you at this point? Even if you draft a quarterback at 3, why would you trade Brissett? You don't even know if Luck's going to be able to play next year.
That's what my thing was. I heard some people talking about how Brissett's going to be like a high trade value for the Colts. But my thing is when Luck can be injured like that, as great as Luck is, you want to keep him because he played pretty well.
No, Brissett would be a good trade value if Luck was healthy, but he's not. If the show sat out a whole season, that's pretty bad.
Why would you? He's costing you nothing against the cap. He played pretty good this year in his first full season, and he's a nice insurance policy if you draft a kid and the kid struggles, or you bring in a guy and he gets hurt. It's nice to have a guy. Brissett ain't going nowhere, and I got news for you. His trade value is not that good. So what are you going to get? A 4th round pick? Come on.
My question is,
you're not getting the Browns something. They'll probably give you something.
No, they're not.
What I want to know is you don't ask about Andrew Luck the first thing in your meeting.
He might have.
And
the reports but the reports a couple of weeks ago was that Luck was going to play. He was going to be fine. That was a couple of weeks ago was the report that Luck was not going to need any further surgery, and that he might not be ready to start the season, but we're ready for training camp, but he should be ready to play. That was literally the report. And then today, all of a sudden, the doctor says that he may need surgery and he could miss the whole season. So who knows what the Colts told him? Maybe the Colts pulled a fast one. I don't know.
All right, let's go to the line. Let's see who's on. What's up, caller? Are you there?
You take 1 week off, Philadelphia wins, the Dow Jones drop, and everything goes.
Don't blame that on us.
You're going to blame that on us? Fake news.
Yeah.
Fake news.
That's what
happens
if we had that much power.
1 week off.
You're telling me
to put that on us? That's not cool.
Oh, by the way, just for anybody listening in who didn't get a chance to hear about our fantasy football league, I did win.
Oh.
By the way, just wanted to put that out there. I know it's been a while since we started that, but I just wanted everyone to know I won that.
The memes are real.
Even the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and again.
Now,
I can feel the salt.
Shame.
I can feel the
Shame.
salt.
Stop gloating.
You guys just know I drafted Aaron Rodgers with the number 2 pick and still won.
I was second.
I was in the
hold on.
I'm sorry.
That move still gets this.
It led me to leave. Actually, Jared Goff picked in for me once Aaron Rodgers went down.
All right, we'll do a poll right now on right here on this podcast. How many people were happy that Todd won the championship of our fantasy football league? Ready?
I bet you there's one vote.
Yeah. Exactly. Boo.
Fake news. Everybody was happy.
The people have spoken.
Yeah.
We are a podcast of the people.
That's true.
You know what?
That's a true.
You know what, Jimmy? I want to put out something out there as well. Is
what was I right about?
As angry as you get,
I'm always right. Go ahead and tell me.
I get so mad at commenters on the videos. He gets an argument.
Oh, does he?
Triggered, man.
Every
I
time.
get mad triggered. I do. I
The
get mad
second they say,
triggered.
like, the one guy had to literally be like, "Listen, I wasn't even talking about you."
No.
You completely misinterpreted my comment.
No. That was the other way around. It's confused, man. So, all right, look, some guy, I commented about how there was a lot of Giants fans losing their mind about that amazing commercial by Landon Collins, Odell, and Eli.
Don't get me fucking started on that, please. Don't get me started, please. Don't get me started, please.
I commented about how I don't understand why there's so many Giants fans getting mad about it.
Oh my God.
Some guy comments back saying, "I wasn't even mad about it." And I was like, "Dude, I wasn't even talking to you."
Dude, don't.
Why are you so mad
Let's
about
not go there.
You know what, Marco?
Let's not fucking go there.
Hey.
I think it's ridiculous.
It was better than the tie dad.
It was better than no.
Odell's hurt, but he can do commercials right now.
What was their record?
Odell's hurt, but he can do commercials.
What was our record? Someone just shout it out there. Just remind me. What was our record?
3 wins.
2-14.
No,
you
3.
got time to fucking dance. You got time to recreate a fucking. Don't get me started. Don't.
You make it seem like because we had a bad season.
You realize that's probably
don't.
Like
I don't want to see you.
Filming.
I don't want to see you. After the season that we just had, I got to watch the Super Bowl and see you recreate baby in a fucking corner. That's what I got to see. I gotta hear 80,000 fucking people in Minnesota laughing at our franchise because they doing the fucking lift. Because Eli's on his knees, bobbing his head. He can't throw the fucking ball 4 yards without hitting somebody in an ankle, and he got time to do that.
You realize that probably took like 1 day of filming.
Talk about getting triggered.
I don't give a fuck if it's 2 hours of filming. Go watch some film because obviously the play is not up to par.
Oh man!
So if we got time to choreograph a dance with linemen who can't block, have them work on their footwork and blocking. They don't need to be dancing.
It's their time.
Odell, since Odell has twisted his ankle and hurt his leg, I've seen him dancing in a dance-off and dancing on a commercial more than I've seen him playing fucking football. Enough.
You know what I did?
Enough.
You realize all of that stuff.
I didn't see Odell catching a pass in the playoffs.
Enough. It's Super Bowl Sunday. The two best teams in the league are playing, and one of the laughing stocks of the league is in a fucking dancing commercial. Looking forward to all the touchdowns they're going to score next season, knowing that they couldn't fucking sniff the end zone the last two. Don't get me started with the fucking commercial.
Hey.
I think Eli cried, and that's one reason Davis Webb is supposed to actually be in the commercial.
Yeah, if anything, how come Eli's not in the corner? If anything, Eli should have been in the corner. Eli, sit down, you're not allowed to dance. And then he starts crying, and then Patrick Swayze comes over and he's like, nobody puts Eli in the corner, and then they go do their little dance.
Play that audio track just like applauding me. Play one of those. Phenomenal.
Nobody puts Eli in a corner. And then that's what it should have been. It should have been Eli in the corner, and fucking Mara comes walking over, and McAdoo and Reese are sitting at the table with Eli sitting there. And then Mara comes over, and he's like, nobody puts Eli in the corner. And Eli starts crying, and then Mara jerks him off, and they do their little dance, and he lifts him up, and everybody walks out, and is all happy. There you go. Scene.
That's not the Dirty Dancing I ever watched.
No, but that's a great remake right there.
You didn't see
That's
that
a great
one?
remix.
Dirty Dancing Giants edition.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh,
And you know what? You know how you're a good parent? You know how you know you're a good parent? Here's how you know you're a good parent. When you go downstairs on Super Bowl Sunday after that commercial and you see your daughter sitting on the couch and your 18-year-old daughter looks at you and she goes, "What the fuck was that?" That's how you know you're a good parent.
James, you got a couple fans here in the YouTube chat, man.
I got a couple of fans in the YouTube chat because I speak truth, gentlemen.
Cruzen says, I find that I agree with this guy on almost everything when it comes to the Giants. And then Mr. Hangglider Man says James is fucking hilarious.
That's right. James is a good time because he's educated and wildly.
Just because they're saying you're funny doesn't necessarily mean they agree with you. It just means that they might be laughing at you.
Well, I don't give a fuck what they're doing as long as they're learning. If they're listening and learning and taking something away from the lesson, then that is all that matters. If you're a Giants fan and you sat there and you were like, "Oh, this is great," and you're snapping your fingers and you're doing the Carlton dance to that commercial, what the fuck, man? How far have we fucking – come on. That's rock bottom.
I was laughing so hard at that commercial. I was dying.
You are part of the problem. You are part of the problem.
Oh, come on. You got to be able to just, like, for some things, just...
Yeah, sure. If they went 9-7 and lost in the first round of the playoffs and they want to make a commercial about next season, great. Super. We're drafting second, gentlemen. It's not a joke.
Captain Negative.
Captain Truth. Do you hear that? Listen, hold on. Wait a minute, Marco. My wife has to hear that. Listen, so you know how negative I am, babe? Right? Listen to what Marco made. Go ahead, Marco.
Captain Negative.
Fitting, huh?
So, according to James, if you do not make the playoffs, don't come out of your house the whole damn offseason.
No, go out of your house. Go to the stadium. Go to the training facility. Work out. Watch film. Get better. Shut up. I don't need to see you till training camp.
You better not be on the off time you are given to actually, I don't know.
Well, go on a boat trip?
Fun, collect a plate.
Go on a boat trip?
Collect a paycheck.
Go to Miami? Take some Adderall?
I can just see James talking to his son who failed math. Who's eating. He's like, why are you eating? Go study some math.
Captain Negative.
100%. If you don't make the playoffs, your meal should be limited to 12 minutes and then go watch film. I'm sorry. The fuck are you doing wasting time? Sit down, eat. Obviously, there's something wrong. Is the goal not getting better and winning? We won 2 games, 3 games. I'm embarrassed.
Dude, nobody. If you were a coach, nobody would want to play for you.
Nobody would want to play for me?
You.
Let me tell you something. I have coached, and I got players who still fucking call me. You want to know why? Because I speak truth. Don't tell me about the pain. Don't tell me about the pain. Show me the baby.
Did you enforce that policy of the 12-minute eating?
Here, give me everything you got, or don't even look at me. I don't even need to see you.
Mr. Underground says James for offensive coordinator.
I'll tell you something. The offense would play with a little fucking heart. They'd play with a little fire because I'd hit them in the fucking head with a helmet. If they didn't, I mean, you got to be kidding me. Sometimes it's not about winning or losing. Sometimes it's just about effort, guys. Like, I could take having a team that doesn't win if they're playing hard and you see them getting better and they're a young team and they're fighting and they're scrappy. When a team plays like they played this year, I'm sorry, you have no business being in a commercial.
They did get better. You see the choreography was on point.
That was the best the offensive line looked all season.
James, you're getting a bunch of
That was the most cohesive they were all fucking year. Who are these guys? They had to be actors. They were in step and toe, step and fetcher they were. was like Fred Astaire out that bitch.
No, they just had unlimited cakes.
And Eli on his knees with the head bob. Fuck, come, Jesus! Someone stabbed me. Just end it.
You know what? That's our starter next year. So stop.
Just end it. And I can't wait. And here you go, Captain Negative again, since I'm ranting. I can't wait till next year when we do take a quarterback at 2, and halfway through the season when the team is awful because they invested in Eli Manning again and his high fucking salary cap and the team is not winning. And then in the middle of the season, all the fans are like, well, maybe we should see the kid we drafted second, and we're right back where we started this season. Captain Negative!
But whoever they draft second is going to be a hell of a lot better than Webb out of college.
I'm totally for drafting a quarterback. I think it's the right move. I think there's 2 options. You draft a quarterback or you trade the pick. I've said that from day one, Tim. You know that.
I'm in agreement with you on
100%. I'm right on that same boat.
Saquon.
I'm so sick of these Barkley people. And the comments.
I mean, I get it. Like I get the attractiveness of Barkley. But you got to remember, here's the thing. The people that are saying Barkley are also the delusional people that think this team is close to winning the Super Bowl. They think Barkley's the missing piece.
Yeah,
like they don't understand we're going to a 3-4 next year. We have no linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be a work in progress, gentlemen. This is not going to be something that's a quick fix.
And all you guys out there who want Saquon Barkley, we have Wayne Gallman. We don't need Saquon Barkley.
I mean, you need players all over the roster. You need players all over the roster. So either you, and this is why I don't understand keeping Eli, because it's like they're fighting their own reality. Like if you're taking a quarterback at 2, then you understand the fact of the urgency of how close Eli is to not being able to play anymore. You've obviously are going to address that if you take a quarterback, which means you're concerned about it, that he may not have a lot of time left. Okay, if the team's not very good, gentlemen, and you're switching the defense from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and you have to bring in a host of different players, both on the offensive line and defensively in the linebacking core, what are the odds that this team are going to turn everything around in one season? No team in the history of the NFL that has won 3 games or less has made it to the Super Bowl. So right there, you can throw next year out the window. So it's 2019.
But
now, if you're going to take a quarterback,
what happened if we make playoffs?
Have you considered that maybe Gettleman is banking on getting
Alzheimer's?
a king's ransom?
Yes.
No, is banking on getting a king's ransom for the pick, and that's why he's investing in Eli, is because he knows that even if that he has so much stuff that he needs to fill, that he's like playing the long game, and then he'll get like a QB next year.
I mean, that's the reason why we wanted to see Davis Webb, gentlemen.
Well,
because we knew where we were going to be picking. The options were quarterback or trade back. And if you knew what you had in Davis Webb, some inkling of it, you could feel a lot more comfortable about trading back. But I got news for you. You better be right if you trade back, because you got 5 kids right here that could end up being franchise quarterbacks. And if you pass on them and trade the pick and you miss, even if you hit on the other picks and you miss on the quarterback, in this NFL, you lose.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It's a quarterback-driven league.
You know what's going to be interesting is if what Cleveland is trying to sign a veteran, let's say Kirk Cousins goes to Cleveland, which is a possibility right now.
Oh, my God, I would laugh my ass off if that happened.
And he already said he'd be all willing to go to Cleveland. And that might be a possibility, too. So if that happens, we have our choice of the quarterbacks. But we would get a king's ransom to trade back. You know, and that's the thing, is if you're not sold on these guys 100%, you trade back. And get as many picks as possible.
Yes, you don't take one player, especially a running back that's going to have a 6 to 7 year window. I mean, people forget when Barkley's 22 years old. you don't have a running back play into his 30s. So when you draft a running back, you're drafting a man in a 7-year window. You also have to look at the fact that at the running back position, Kamara and Hunt last year went in the third. Now, am I saying that the guys that go later on in the first round this year are going to be Kamara and Hunt? No, I'm not saying that completely, but I'm saying that there's potential to get players at the running back position later. And this roster needs either it needs a franchise quarterback or as many players as possible. Not one.
Let me say this: as somebody who's probably like the biggest Saquon Barkley fan there is, I'll say this, okay? I mean, you guys know me. I was talking to you guys about this even off the podcast. I'm a huge Saquon Barkley guy, but but when I realistically look at it, if I was the GM, right? If I was Gettleman and I had control over our picks this year, this is what I would do. I love Saquon Barkley. You guys know that. He's my favorite player in the draft, best player in the draft, hands down. As much as I want Saquon Barkley, as much as I joke about, grab Saquon, realistically, I wouldn't do it. If this is me, this is what I'm doing. Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen don't impress me enough to take them at number 2. Neither one of them. Even though I'd like Sam Darnold more than Josh Rosen.
I like Darnold.
Either of them impress me enough to take
Darnold did.
In my opinion, I drop down, and I know this won't happen. So the only reason I'm saying this is because I know it's not going to happen because the Giants don't take people with offensive problems. In my opinion, Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in this draft, right? I think Lamar Jackson is the highest ceiling, but he's not even close to polished enough, So I would grab Mayfield. I would trade down until Mayfield is not going to make it any further, and then I grab Mayfield in the second round. I grab an offensive lineman. Third round, I grab a linebacker or a running back, and just continue on from there.
See, when you get to first of all, you can't get to the third and the fourth round and just be like, I'm going to pick a position.
Right.
You just say best available.
It's impossible, guys. You can't just say I'm going to target a quarterback in the first round and then I'm going to pick this position here, this position here, this position here, this position here. There's 31 other teams, guys. Like you have to when you get at that point in the second, when you get that point in the third, fourth, fifth, you're taking the best player available, guys. You're taking talent. You're taking upside. If you got a guy at linebacker and a guy at offensive line, you're taking the guy with the biggest upside. I mean, you're not worried about the position he plays at that point. You're taking solid football players to build your roster. That's the problem that we've had the last couple of years, is reaching for positions.
That makes sense.
And I agree with that.
Why is it not?
And another thing, if you're watching tape on Darnold and Rosen and think that Mayfield and I like Mayfield and I like Jackson and I like Allen, but if you're watching tape and thinking that any three of those guys, we need to watch tape together because I don't know what the fuck you're looking at. I really don't. Like the top two quarterbacks in this draft. The top two quarterbacks in this draft are Rosen and Darnold. And the only reason why I would take Darnold, over Rosen is because, for two reasons with the Giants, because I'm looking at it from a Giants perspective, is
no offensive line.
No, stop. Stop with the fucking no offensive line. Fucking just enough. You're putting a 37-year-old quarterback making $22 million behind the same offensive line. Don't tell me you can't play a rookie back there. Stop it. Fucking enough, okay? Stop with the excuses. There's two things. With Darnold, he's younger.
Yep.
Okay? And Rosen, with the injuries, concerns me. The shoulder thing and the concussions.
Yeah,
the
concussions is the biggest thing for me, as far as
that's concerning for me. That's concerning for me.
That's the point I made in my video about Rosen.
But when you talk, all things being equal, I'm sorry. Rosen right now.
It is evil.
Rosen right now is hands down the better quarterback. The thing is, the upside with Darnold is absolutely amazing. And if you're going to talk about turnovers, he's 20, playing on a bad team. He's throwing the ball. He's forcing the ball. He's trying to sling it. And you can teach ball security in the pocket to a 20-year-old kid. What you can't teach is the ability to fucking run guys over, make plays, make every throw on the field.
Right.
It's 1 and 1A, guys. And then you can talk about the other quarterbacks.
The thing about Darnold's turnovers is that if you look at Handley and Rosen, their turnovers, the numbers are not even that different. Like, so if anybody gives Darnold crap about turnovers, they have to give it to Rosen as well. If you look at the numbers, the difference between the two of them in terms of turnovers is not that high.
You want to know one other thing that scares me about Rosen? In terms of his injuries, honestly, if you look at where he comes from, and I know, big money, it's not going to make the huge deal, but Darnold's dad was a plumber in Carolina. He doesn't have an alternative to football, so he's going to play his heart. If Rosen
I made that exact point in my video about them too.
Yeah, if Rosen thinks that he's, one concussion away from absolutely ruining his brain, do you not think that he might bail out and just say, I'm going to go fall back on my family's fortune? If he legitimately gets told there is a threat that he might seriously injure himself long term,
that motivation's not there anymore.
Absolutely.
The thing I question is the difference between if Rosen is injury prone and you select him, going from Eli Manning, who's been a rock, to a guy who's injury prone is just. That's why I would go Darnold. He's bigger guy who basically was a linebacker in high school. He seems a little bit more.
He just seems to play a little tougher.
He's a tough kid. He's like a big old country tough kid, man.
And as far as
I think Rosen's going to be a baller. Rosen throws a pretty ball.
Rosen is going to be a baller, without a doubt.
He throws a pretty ball, that kid.
Yeah, he does.
Rosen's going to be a baller.
But I'm going to tell you right now, as far as the Baker Mayfield stuff, if you guys watched the East-West Shrine game, Josh Allen looked 10 times better than Baker Mayfield did.
Yeah, and supposedly the Browns are all over Allen. That's who they really want to target, according to Peter King.
That's fine with me, though. I would love to see. I don't want him on the Giants.
I like Josh Allen over Baker Mayfield. I like quarterbacks with size because, as far as I'm concerned, if they're big enough to, the guys hitting them, if they're the same size or bigger, you see this thing with Cam Newton. Cam Newton can take hits and stay in the game.
Right.
Okay. Can we all agree, though, that Lamar Jackson is probably, lowest on a list? Or is there anyone who has him?
I would like Jackson, though. If we somehow got him, which I don't think we will, I would not argue with that. Jackson, I think, in my opinion, has the highest ceiling out of any QB in this draft.
Oh, I disagree with you entirely, and I think he's going to get injured within 2 years. I think he's RB3.
I agree with that.
B2.
I could agree with that. I'm just saying I think he has the highest ceiling.
The thing is if we trade down, he becomes very interesting.
Yeah, he does become interesting. But the thing is, the Giants, we don't have a history of mobile quarterbacks, and I don't really consider Geno a part of that, Like,
Geno
you really think
played
the Giants would switch to that mobile QB system?
I think when we come down to it, they're not trading back. They're going to take a QB.
Yeah.
They're going to sit there and they're going to take a QB. And I honestly think that if Darnold goes 1, Rosen will go 2.
But do you really think the Browns?
I think they'll end up taking him. Yeah, I do.
I don't know because
for me, I think the Browns are looking at 2. To me, I think it's a 2-dog race for the Browns. I think it's Allen or Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that
because I would have Darnold and Rosen. So I hope they take Allen.
If they my hope is that they take Allen because if you're going to trade back, that's the dream scenario. Because Rosen and Darnold are on the board.
Would any of you be shocked if they go Chubb?
I would be pissed off if we went Chubb.
Now that we're going 3-4, I would be definitely.
I would break my TV.
Wait, he's 4-3?
Yeah, he's a 4-3 DN.
Yeah, he's a 4-3. You could probably fit him into a 3-4 if you rotated him a little bit, but I don't know. I would be.
He's Mario Williams. Is he over Mario Williams?
If they do anything else besides
QB or trade
take
down,
a quarterback or draft or trade the pick back, we light the torches and we storm the castle. It's over.
Do we call CPS?
Storm the Bastille.
No, I agree.
Yes.
It makes no sense otherwise. You trade back, then you can mess around and pick something different. But
yeah, I have no. If you're gonna tell me I don't like the QB, fine. But don't tell me you don't like the QB and you're gonna keep the pick and draft another guy when you damn well know there's gonna be teams offering a ton for that pick.
Exactly.
You're on mute. The typing is driving me crazy.
I agree. I completely agree, and this is just me playing devil's advocate. I think this is wrong, but the only way I could see us even remotely considering Chubbs would be if we somehow found a way to trade away Pierre-Paul, and then we wanted to grab Chubbs as like a replacement. But for cap space, but even I don't agree with that. That's just me playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just throwing it out there as well.
Yeah.
I honestly think the first 3 picks are quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's good.
I don't necessarily know that Cleveland, the Giants, and the Colts are going to be making those picks, but I think your first 3 picks are going to be Allen, Darnold, and Rosen, and pick an order, any order. I just got a feeling.
I think it might be
teams.
First 5.
I think it could be. You could see Steelers, where if those guys start going off the board, you could see teams sell their soul to the devil to go up to get the other guy. And once another guy is gone, then the pressure is you got to get the other guy. So you got to get the other guy. I think those 5 quarterbacks are going very early, very early.
The Jets, the Bills, and the Steelers will definitely be looking for QBs, and the Broncos will, assuming that they don't get Cousins.
How about the Patriots? I mean, go through. How about the Ravens? I mean, go through the league, and how about the Chargers? I mean, let's go through the league and see, how many teams can potentially, in a draft where there's 5 guys you can make an argument for, how many teams go through it and see how many teams could potentially be bidding for that guy.
I'm with you, James. I think the first three are going to be quarterbacks, like you said, Allen, Darnold, Rosen, whatever order it ends up.
I mean, let's go division by division.
QB and not Chubb.
Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield are going to be the wild card. I want to say they go before the top 15.
Let's go division by division, right? So start in the NFC East. Dak is off the board, right? So Cowboys got their guy. Eagles got their guy, right? The Redskins traded for Alex Smith, but he's 38 years old.
They gave him 37 years old. They got their guy. They gave him extension.
So I would say they have their guy for now, but I wouldn't put them out of the market for a quarterback.
I would.
Right?
I wouldn't be too surprised if they traded up.
No. So I mean, yes, they have Alex Smith, but just like the Giants have Eli Manning, those are 2 teams right away in that division that could potentially be looking for a quarterback, right? You go to the north, right? So the Bears are out. They have Trubisky.
Right.
The Vikings. Detroit's good. Packers are good. The Vikings, they could be in play for a quarterback. You don't know what Bridgewater's knee is. Bradshaw's always hurt, and you don't know what's going to happen with Keenum. So the Vikings are another team that could potentially be in for a quarterback. So that's 3 right off the bat through the first 2 divisions. San Francisco doesn't need one. Seattle doesn't need one. All right, still
Rams don't need one.
You got to remember the Chiefs last year took Mahomes behind Alex Smith, so you can't discount the Redskins doing something very similar. So 3 teams right there. You go to the South. They have Matt Ryan, Cam, Drew Brees. They could be in the market for another quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's an old man. So there's 4 teams. There's 4 teams. Who's the other team? Tampa Bay, they're good.
Saints is a team that I think Lamar Jackson could go to.
Would be phenomenal on.
The Saints?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So there's 4 teams.
Sean Payton would salivate at having Lamar Jackson in his offense.
I think
so. There's 4 teams in the NFC. There's 4 teams in the NFC total, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be so 4 teams in the NFC. And if you go to the West, 3 of those teams have their quarterback: Goff, Wilson, Garoppolo. But Arizona needs one. So there's 5 teams out of the NFC right away that are in play. You go to the AFC: Jets, Buffalo, Miami, all in play. 8 teams, right? Right? Oh, and the Patriots. So all 4 teams, really, because the Patriots have nobody behind Brady. So you can make a case that all 4 teams. So there's 9 right there that are in play for a quarterback. If you go to the Browns, we know they're in play. The Steelers, we know they're in play. The Ravens, we know they're in play. Who's the other shit team in that division? Cincinnati. We know they're in play. That's 13 teams that are now in play for a franchise quarterback. You go to the South. Mariota's there. The Colts, they're in play. 14 teams. Who else is there? Help me out, guys. Tennessee, Colts,
Tennessee.
Jacksonville. They're potentially in play for another quarterback. Who else is there?
The AFC.
14.
Houston, but they got Deshaun Watson. They're good.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson, they're good. So how many teams we got? 15 now?
Yeah, sounds about right.
The Chiefs have their guy. Oakland has their guy.
Denver needs somebody.
16 teams, half the league. Who else is there? The Chargers. They have Rivers. They can use a guy. So you see, we may have missed the division, but we might have got them all. We might have 17 teams just counting going through potentially could be looking for a franchise quarterback. There's 5 in play potentially that you think. Now, there's other guys later, but the 5 main guys that we've been talking about for months now, 17 teams, 5 guys.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, though, Mason Rudolph might sneak in as far as being the
They're going to have to. They're going to have to. Because if those guys go flying off the board, then the other guys become prime real estate. You want a piece of the other guys ASAP once those 5 are off the board. But I think, first of all, I think there's potential for those 5 to go off the board in the first round. I don't think you're going to see another one of those quarterbacks come off the board until the second.
And that being said, right there, James, is I think we were in a prime spot in the second round to make a huge trade.
I got a question.
Yeah,
How good do you think this quarterback class will actually wind up? Are we talking like an Eli?
I think there's only going to be 2 quarterbacks from this draft end up being good.
I think it's going to be. I think it might be 3, maybe 4.
I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say 3.
Maybe 3.
I would go with. I would lean towards the 3 to 4. I like this class.
I think this draft is going to have some big busts in it, though. I'll say that much.
You know the bad part is it reminds me of the class when it was McNabb and shit. You're gonna make me remember guys' names. Who was the kid that went to Cincinnati? Achilles Smith. When there was a whole bunch of quarterbacks went in the top 15. Some guy. I'm blanking out. I know it was McNabb's draft, but there was like 5 quarterbacks that went in the top 15.
I'm looking at it now.
And there was like, and McNabb, I think, was the only one that actually ended up doing
1999. It was 1999. It was Couch.
Timmy. I like Tim Couch. I didn't think they ruined him.
Tim Couch, Donovan McNabb, Achilles Smith. Let's see. Dante Culpepper. Cade McNown, yeah.
It's going to be that kind of year.
It's prime. It's the position. You need that position to win. I mean, very rarely do you see teams win without a stellar quarterback. Without
you
somebody.
You could say the Jaguars, but I mean that defense still carried.
Jaguars have won a Super Bowl?
No. Well, you said win, so I meant like just win games. You know.
I mean, I'm talking about winning Super Bowls. I'm talking about winning
Yeah.
Super Bowls. Like I'm talking about the whole thing. Like you see a Dilfer win it, you see a Brad Johnson win it, But, I mean, Foles won it, but he played like he was Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Foles played out of his mind. You need the quarterback a lot of times to do that for you. And in today's NFL, with the rules the way they are and how wide open the game is, you need a guy that can make plays with his arms. You need him. You need a quarterback. So teams are willing to roll the dice and be wrong because they're desperate to find that guy. So you're gonna have 2 or 3 busts in the first round because of the need for the position. And we just went through the numbers, guys. 17 teams you can make an argument for. 5 guys in the first round that we think are head and shoulders above everybody else.
My thing is, when are we going to get a better opportunity to get a premier quarterback?
Exactly. You know what? Let's all sit down and thank Ben McAdoo for this shitty season. If we had to have one, at least it ended up on a good year for quarterbacks.
Well, that's you know what I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, and that's why it's so difficult to sit here and listen to somebody say take Barkley, because you're not in a position with these many kids coming out to get one of them very often. And the fact that you're lined up in a year where you still have Eli Manning, and now you're lined up very similar to what happened with his brother, where you're lined up to take the next guy to have just a seamless progression to the next player, the next QB, one right into the other. That you can't pass that up. And if you do, you better be right, because if that kid goes somewhere and becomes Carson Wentz, you got a lot of explaining to do to your fan base. Even if you hit on the other guys at different positions, if you get yourself a tackle and you get yourself a linebacker that end up becoming all pros, if Rosen ends up being what a lot of people think Rosen can be, and you pass on him, you lose.
Oh, 100%. Just look at the draft with Aaron Rodgers when he did. Look at all even if the teams hit before that, how much of an asshole are those teams that pass on Aaron Rodgers?
And here's a bold prediction for you. Aaron Rodgers will be playing in a different jersey next year. How about that?
No way.
Wow. No.
Next year?
Next year? No.
How about that? You guys paying attention to what's going on in Green Bay?
Yeah.
You paying attention to his quarterback coach got shit canned, and then he came out and said he can see himself. It's a business. He can see himself playing in a different uniform. Come on, guys. Read the tea leaves. That's it's a bold prediction, and I'll give a caveat to it. If I'm wrong this year, the day is coming. He will not finish his career as a Green Bay Pack.
No, it's not. I agree with that. I don't know about this year, though.
I thought it was really weird how that shit came out a couple of years ago. Imagine the King's ransom. I'll tell you right now. Here, take Eli and the number 2 pick. I'll take Rodgers.
Guys, I have to head out, but I'll leave you with one thing to discuss. Gronk said that he's considering retiring and going into acting. What do you guys think about that?
I think he should not go into acting, and I think he should go to the WWE, and he'd be a main eventer in WrestleMania for a decade.
100%. But you know what? I've already seen the retirement talk. I actually believe it. But if Belichick stays one more season, I think Gronk will play one more season for him.
I think that if you're Gronk with the I don't know, dude. I've heard a lot of
the family.
His body is bad. His body is bad. He's beat up. I wouldn't be surprised if he hung him up.
And I've heard he's been really good with his money, so that's good for him.
And he has a few concussions under his belt as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just – and one bad injury, guys. I mean, you got to remember he has back issues, knee injury. I mean, there's a chance a guy like that, he takes the wrong hit with the injuries he's had. He may never walk the right way again. I mean, he's a big guy. If something was to happen with his back again, God forbid, I mean, that's serious. I mean, so I can't blame him where if he would, he's smart with his money, he put his money away, and he's good and he wants to walk away because of health. I mean,
then
how can you blame the
guy? You lose the Super Bowl, you lose the Super Bowl, you go home and you find out your house is robbed. Like, what the fuck?
Did you hear the 911 call?
I didn't hear it. I saw it. I didn't
Oh
play it yet.
my God! The 911 call is. Hey, this isn't an emergency, but I'm just letting you know that my house got broken into. Some stuff got taken. Just got back from the Super Bowl trip. They're like, 911, what's your emergency? He's like, hey, hello. It's not an emergency, but somebody broke into my house while I was away from the Super Bowl. He's fucking awesome. Gronk,
I wish
great,
I wish we could have rooted for him. He could have been a Giant. Would have been nice.
He's like a loudmouth, but he's like the opposite of. He's like a. Remember in Seinfeld? What was it? The opposite. It was like the other universe. Different.
Bizarro.
The different Seinfeld and different Kramer.
Bizarro,
Bizarro. Yeah, he's like Bizarro Bavaro.
Such a maniac he is.
You know what the nice part is, guys? We're seeing the end of the Patriots area. I think
it is wrapping up.
Yep. They might have a decent year next year, only because that whole division sucks. But they're going to be falling on their faces soon. It's all.
I think the Jets will be in play for. I think the Jets are going to end up with Kirk Cousins. I really do.
You don't think
the Jets can get Cousins and Buffalo? I think Denver's going to draft a kid. I think Denver's in prime position to draft a kid. I don't think that they, you can go out and spend a shit. Here's the thing about Kirk Cousins to me. I think Kirk Cousins is not going to get any better. I think Kirk Cousins, we know exactly what he is. And I don't know that that's good enough to win you a Super Bowl. I don't know that it's not, but I don't think that it is. So if I'm in a position to draft, one of these young kids over having to go out and spend $20 million on a quarterback, I think I'm drafting the young kid. I think give me the cheaper route and give me the guy that, is a baby that can grow and become the face of my franchise.
They have a lot of veterans. They have a lot of veterans on that team.
So you reshape the team. And if the team's good enough and you got a rookie quarterback that you end up hitting on, we've seen some of the game is not what it was 15, 20, 30 years ago, guys. I mean, when an old man like me was growing up and the quarterbacks used to have to sit for 3 or 4 seasons. Like, these kids are playing nowadays. And look at the quarterback play around the league. I mean, 17 teams can potentially be in play for a franchise quarterback. You can make an argument that any one of these 5 kids would be a better option than what any one of those 17 teams have now, including the New York Giants. Yeah. Is it the right argument? I don't know, but you can make an argument that any one of these 5 kids is a better option for any one of those 17 teams, maybe with the exception of Roethlisberger and Rivers.
If you're Kirk Cousins, all Kirk Cousins, all things being equal, who are you going to? If you're Kirk Cousins, like this offseason, who would you go to?
Denver.
Minnesota.
I go to Minnesota or Denver, yeah. Either one.
Tim, where would you go? Where you headed?
I think the Jets have the most money to offer.
Jets will probably give them the most money.
The Jets are desperate and have a lot of money.
Well, if you want money, go to the Jets. But if you want a team and you want a ring, go to the Broncos or the Vikings.
I'll tell you right now, though, if I had to push between, let's say, Cleveland and Jets, I think I'm leaning towards Cleveland.
I don't think Cleveland's in play. I mean, how many times, Cleveland, are you going to get it wrong? I mean, they are sitting there right now. They are sitting there right now with the potential to take whatever quarterback they want.
Yep.
And Barkley.
Yep.
They don't have to move. They don't have to trade, and they don't have to they get those 2 players probably for allotted $10 million against the cap. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
True.
It's a no-brainer.
True, and And you might be right, but I think they might be scared and be like, I can know exactly what Kirk Cousins is, or I can take the
So what is it?
gamble.
What are you getting? I mean, what so, okay, I'm bringing in Kirk Cousins. I know exactly what I'm getting.
You get a solid quarterback.
You're getting a solid quarterback. You're not getting what could potentially be what people are saying is a great one of three options in Darnold, Rosen, and Allen.
Oh no, you're not fighting an argument with me. I would take the young guys all day.
Yeah,
the more I'm watching Darnold, I like Darnold, and I'm going to be disappointed if it's Rosen.
Especially if I'm Cleveland, because you just look at the state of the franchise, guys. I mean, is it better for that team to have a Kirk Cousins, a run-of-the-mill? We've seen this a million times before. Or is it better for that team and that franchise and that city to get a kid that wants to be there, bring them in, develop them the right way, and let them play with Barkley and Gordon and some of the talent around them, build a defense, and try to build a young, scrappy team that can get better every year? You're going to bring in Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
You're going to get just a run-of-the-mill, see Washington. Why not go for greatness?
You're
in position to go for greatness.
Who's the team that's going to be trading a ridiculous amount to get Nick Foles?
That's what I was just
I don't think the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are even going to. I don't think that's even an option for them. No.
You think
why?
They keep him as a backup?
Why didn't they keep him? You don't know if Wentz is going to be okay coming off the ACL.
And that's the only thing I can see is it sounded like the ACL was worse than they thought.
Do you know what both of those guys?
There's not a guarantee.
Do you know what both of those guys cost next year against the cap? $14 million.
Barely nothing. Yeah.
$14 million because Wentz is still on a rookie contract.
Marco, you know who's making more than that? Eli.
Yep.
Yep.
Around $8 million more.
Yeah, it's factually correct.
A whole DRC more.
Let's see what's in the comment section.
I just can't wait for Odell to get his extension.
Who is the best quarterback in New York? Is it Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Yes. There's really no argument. I love Eli, but Russell Wilson's awesome. I like Russell.
Yeah, Wilson. Eli Manning's a Hall of Fame quarterback. Who's the better quarterback right now? Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Remember who was it? Charlie Ward when Charlie Ward was on the Knicks.
Yeah, he was the best quarterback in New York then too.
Who was it? Was it Testaverde on the Jets at that time, or was it?
It was definitely Dave Brown, Kent Graham time. I know that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why we don't want to go back, and we're not going to trade back. We're just going to take a quarterback because of those times. Obviously, Gettleman.
You need the quarterback. You need the quarterback. You need the quarterback. If you pass on the quarterback and you don't know what position you're going to be in the next couple of years, you don't know who's coming out, you don't know who's going to be available. The time is now. You're not in this position very often. You got Shermer, who I'm not thrilled with, but he's good with young quarterbacks. Get him a kid. Eli is not going to be there forever. It is time to reevaluate what is going on in the franchise. You can't get this wrong. You got it right in front of you. You've been handed a full house. You just got to play the hand.
Oh, I got a question. I know what James' answer is going to be, but I'll ask you anyway. So all the rumors are that Andrew Norwell, the all-pro guard from Carolina, is going to be available, and Giants are going to go full board after him. He's their number one target. Gettleman's the reason he was in Carolina. He was an undrafted free agent that worked his way up to be an all-pro guard. They're going to take Norwell over Pugh and pay Norwell over Pugh. Is that the smart move?
I would.
Yes.
I would do it.
Yes. Get rid of Pugh.
I think Jordan Renan
Pugh wants too much money for what he's worth.
He's saying both. Jordan Renan was saying both Pugh and Richburg. Don't just count them out now. They're not coming back.
No.
I would
it's not his guy.
Thank God.
Not as good as he's worth. Pugh wants way too much money.
No, I mean, listen, we had them cheap, and it's not like our offensive line was like really better because they were on it. We still sucked.
Not at all. I mean, Pugh was drafted to be a tackle, had to move to guard, and wasn't even good there. I mean, it's just enough. Like, go away.
Later.
Like, the more guys, to me, the more guys you can get rid of on the roster, the better. So you could rattle off names, and I'd probably be like, get rid of them. Get rid of them.
James, how would you feel about coaching a high school football team?
I'd love to coach a high school football team. They'd be a badass high school football team.
James, would you
talk to
would
one
you
of our
run
guys in the chat?
Did you ever see Remember the Titans? Don't you drop my football.
Wait, if you had your choice, would you want to coach basketball or would you want to coach football?
I've coached basketball. I would love to take my shot at running the wishbone.
Oh, exciting!
He's bringing back the old school stuff.
Dude, you have no clue. We'd be like, they're in a run and shoot. They're in a wishbone. They'd be in every formation you could fucking think of. We'd be running guys out. We have no clue what was coming. We'd be passing out of the wishbone and running out of the shotgun.
Nice.
Defensively, what would you do? 4-3, 3-4? What are you thinking?
I think that you got to be able to play everything so that you can counter whatever offense that you're playing. That's what you better be able to play a bunch of different offenses and defenses and adapt on the fly, because that's what my team's going to do. You're going to see a 4-3. You're going to see a 3-4. You're going to see some nickel. You're going to see some dime. You're going to see some zone. You're going to see some man-to-man. You're going to see a little bit of everything.
Yep.
I don't even know. I don't know what I feel like tonight. Man, zone, mix it up. Not sure. Keep them on their toes. A little bit of everything.
And that's what I'm excited about, honestly, guys. I'm kind of excited about Giants going back to a 3-4.
I'm not.
I think it could be interesting.
I am, but we're not set up for it.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I'm excited about going back to the 3-4 because I'm thinking about Banks and Reasons and Pepper Johnson and Lawrence Taylor, and then I look at our roster and I go, oh my God, Kennard, Munson, Casillas, Goodson.
Mr. Hangline,
not the same.
Let us know that high school football is only a 4-4.
No, my high school football.
You don't know about our league.
No, yeah,
we're in the wide nine. We're in the wide nine.
I don't want to. You're not going to tell me what I got to do. What is this? This is America. I'll play whatever defense I want.
Dave Gettleman.
You ask me, that's the problem with high school football. Too many people telling you what to do.
Yep. But that's the thing, guys. I think Gettleman's actually going to fix this offensive line. I'm not saying it's going to be, it's going to be better. It's not going to be the best offensive line in the league, especially the first season. But I think
you'll see vast improvements. I think you'll see improvements. I got concerns about the defense. I don't think that you can go from a 4-3 to a 3-4, but like the players you're transitioning from a 4-3 to a 3-4, it's nice to sit here and go, oh, JPP there, Tomlinson there, Snacks there, and Vernon, we can move to outside linebacker. Guys, that to think that that's just going to work is naive. Like there's going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to you're going to realize through the course of practice and some time that we were wrong and one of these guys doesn't fit from a 4-3 to a 3-4. I mean, it's going to be you're going to have to bring in new players. Can Vernon go from a 4-3 to a 3-4? In theory, do you actually know if he can do it? I don't know.
I think he did it a little bit in Miami.
So do I. But can he do it? But he didn't do it exclusively in Miami. So
no.
If you're going to and again, he went from a 3-4. He might have done it a little bit in Miami, and then he came and he played a 4-3 for 2 years. So now he's going back to where he's playing. I mean, there's a huge difference from playing with your hand on the ground and playing standing up. I mean, it's just, so to think that they're going to just, their front seven is just going to be lights out because they're going from a 4-3 to a 3-4. There's a lot of pieces that need to be plugged in, and then those pieces have to get accustomed to playing with each other in a 3-4. It doesn't just happen. So
and another
there's
thing
going to be a learning curve.
But with going to a 3-4, you also got to figure out that Vernon and JPP probably aren't going to be long for this team.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, I agree with you. Like, I don't think JPP is going to like playing the 3-4. I'm sorry.
No,
I think JP.
He's the one that's going to have to take up blockers the whole time. He's not going to like doing that.
No. I think you're going to have a huge problem with JPP playing at 3-4 because JPP is about getting to the quarterback. He wants sacks so he can get his next contract. I mean, I know he plays the run good, and people are going to say they're going to get on his dick. They love him. It's JPP. But when you really look at it,
he has the size, and we'll see what happens.
But does he have the heart?
To play like a class
does he have the heart? Does he have the will to play defensive end in a 3-4 and not be on the outside one-on-one, but more often than not be inside, taking hits, taking blockers, taking double teams? I don't know that that's an easy sell.
You know why it's an easy sell? Because that's all I saw him do this year. Where were all those sacks?
Was he doing that, or was he just in the way this year? Because I didn't see him make any fucking plays. I think he was just in the way.
Well, that's all he needs to do is just get in the way of the linebackers.
Well, then maybe this is perfect for him.
And the nice thing is, Snacks already played this with the Jets as far as being a nose tackle. So
well,
he can do that.
I'm not worried about. Yeah, Snacks I'm not worried about. It's more of the guys that are going to have to go. JPP's a concern. He was a concern with me with the 4-3. I don't like him. I haven't been a fan since maybe year 3 before he blew up his hand. You guys know how I feel about him. I don't know about him going to the inside. I don't know. I'm not saying that Vernon can't go from end to standing up at outside linebacker. He very well may. But I think that even if he does, there's going to be pains. Like there's going to be teams that are going to probably early in the season take advantage of him being there, in coverage, having to cover. They're going to find ways to get him and take advantage to see if he can play that position. There's a lot more to saying that you're just going to switch it and go to a 3-4. So, I'm anxious to see how they do it. Like, they're going to have to bring in new pieces. It should be active to the point where we're seeing some, progress in the offseason of a linebacker coming in and, hopefully in free agency they cut some guys and move some space and are able to, bring some guys in that can get us excited about it, and then we could start to see maybe how the pieces are going to fit. But right now, just to think that they can just go, okay, and the defense is going to be fine, it doesn't work.
Well, that's an exciting thing, too, because not only this offseason, what coaches do, they like to bring their players to them. So who from Arizona are we going to steal? And who from Minnesota are we going to steal? And I keep looking at those teams. That would be, I would love the Honey Badger to come.
Isn't he on the contract, though? He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, no, I know.
But there was a guy like Kevin Minter, a linebacker from Arizona. I can see him coming.
I think that would be smart for them to do. I think that bringing in a guy like that who's accustomed to Betch's scheme, who I like him too, but first of all, if I'm correct, he's still on a rookie contract. He's still pretty young. I don't believe he's a free agent.
Who's that?
Buchanan. Dion Buchanan. He got moved from safety to middle linebacker.
I like him a lot, but I don't think he's a. You know,
we
can't just get him.
I don't think he's
we can't just get him because we want him.
Yeah, he's not a free agent.
We can't say we want him and he comes. So it's like Minter I could see bringing because of the fact that, you know, you can get him to bring other guys up to speed, you know, work with them to sell Betch's defense. You know, it's a need at the position. You need another guy. So, you know, if you told me that they're going to go in with, you know, him and Goodson at the middle linebacker spots, okay. Like I could start to see that formulate in my mind. I could see those two guys there. Now who's the outside guys? Are we going to go with, is there going to be a move that's going to move Vernon to the inside where we could potentially move JPP, or is there going to be a surprise cut, or is somebody going to get traded, or is something going to happen? It's going to be interesting to see how they put it together. But there's going to have to be a lot of putting together. They can't just go in here and with the hands that they have and say, you know, let's play. They're going to have to trade some cards in. I think you have some needs. I mean, you have a need we have multiple leads on the offensive line. I think you have a need at wide receiver. I think you have a need at running back. I think there needs to be upgrades all over. They need better football players all over the roster. And here's the thing. It's not only starters that they need. It is depth. Like, they need 2, 3, 4 good drafts so that they can rebuild the depth on this roster. It is tough to get through a 16-game season just by penciling in your starters. You can't do it. You need to have good young talent on the roster at multiple positions so that you can replace guys and plug guys in and next man up and get through a 16-game season. They're not there yet, guys. One off season is not going to do that. One off season is not going to build the depth on the roster. This is a cleansing that needs to be done, and they need to rebuild a little bit here. They need some depth all over the roster. So I don't think you can really pick one position. I think you need to look at it and go, whether it's free agency, whether it's undrafted free agents after the draft, whether it's the draft, you need good football players. And I don't care what position they play. Just go out and get good football players, and everything else will work itself out.
And honestly, I think the smart move is right now, even going into the draft, you know, take the quarterback, obviously, first round. We've already discussed that. But even going to the second round, trade back. Trade back for the second round, a few picks. Grab an extra third, or extra fourth. I think we already actually have an extra fourth.
Yeah, but you can't do that, right? You can't just say, and that's the thing about talking about the draft. There's so many different scenarios, but I mean, we can come up with $18 million. But if you get to the second round and you had somebody at a first round grade who now is sitting there at your second round pick,
I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah, you're going to take the guy. So I mean, that's why it's important that it's important that the general manager be able to be fluid. And to be able to, I think that was one of Reese's biggest problems, was that he wasn't able to look at the board and adapt as the board changed on the fly.
Yeah, I agree
think that he got locked into certain guys, and if something happened in front of him that he wasn't expecting, he was fucked. He had no backup plan. I think that's how you end up with Eric Flowers.
Yep.
So
and that's how we ended up with Eli Apple.
Yeah, that's how Eli Apple, Eric Flowers. I mean, so right there are two huge first-round picks that, you know, he blew because of the fact that he wasn't able to adjust on the fly and make a quality pick. You need to be fluid in the situations because they could change in a heartbeat. We've seen in the last couple of drafts teams trade right up in front of the Giants and snag a pick. And whether that guy was on their board and the guy they were going to take, we'll never know, okay? But if it was, you got to be able to adjust to that. And I don't think Reese was good at it. I'm hoping Gettleman is. We've heard Gettleman is very good at the draft. Let's see. He's in a position where he can make a lot of things happen. He could be very active. He has pieces on his roster that he can move for potential later round picks. He has guys that he can you know, potentially swing, you know, package together. You never know. He can get creative with this.
He's going to run the draft by himself.
Hey, let's see what happens. and that's the nice part about it is Jerry Reese. We had him down to a T. We know who he would go. It was It was rare that we were like, oh. I mean, we all knew Brandon Marshall was going to be a Giant.
Oh, like, we were wrong. We were wrong on so many things. I've never seen a season like this before in my life. I mean, we were all wrong. I mean, pick a thing that we were wrong about. I was wrong about. Who was more fired up about Brandon Marshall than I was? No one.
Yeah.
I thought that was the perfect fit for this offense. I had this team going 12-4 and winning the Super Bowl. You want to talk delusional? We were all blindsided.
You know what? I'm kind of curious to go back in our old days and hear the drafts with the guys that we used to get pumped up. We were getting pumped up about.
Well, we literally had a mock draft where we went through and we each picked a team, and the three of us sat there and did like a whole first round.
That was pretty funny.
No.
We should do that again. We should get the four of us.
Yeah.
And go pick for pick.
We'll just go through the first 4 rounds. It's 8 picks each, 32 teams, 4 of us on the call, and we'll just go pick by pick like we were on the clock. No trades, no nothing like that. Just straight make the pick.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Todd, did you think you were invited? I was talking about Justin as the 4th guy.
My feelings are hurt. You have successfully hurt my feelings, James.
That was
Jimmy on the line right now. Yeah.
That's all right, Snowflake. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Snowflake. Toughen up. Life's hard. Right now, you're an assistant GM.
Yeah, first of all,
you got to learn.
You can take Barkley.
No, I
wouldn't. If you take Barkley,
I wouldn't. I want to draft back or grab Darnold.
I got a question. How did Zach Cunningham do this year? I didn't even follow.
He did fucking awesome. He did great for the Texans. I live near Houston, so I'm around that area. He did great at the middle linebacker spot. Like, he didn't put up great numbers, but his production was phenomenal. Like, this is why I was so high on Zach Cunningham. And his production was phenomenal.
Wait, who was high on Zach Cunningham?
Well, me and I think James was too, right?
Well,
that was Jimmy.
You were Junior James at that time. You were Junior James. You did suck him off a lot.
I did not suck him off. We just agreed a lot. Right?
No, you sucked me off.
I did not. Fight me.
He did
that.
Maybe you didn't suck me off, but you definitely gave me a little reach around old-fashioned stuff. You know?
I'll just slip it in.
You just slipped it in.
You guys need a little respect.
Well, we got to start doing the draft stuff. You know,
guess who got in contact with me? Guess what I have to do, right? Remember our good old mate, James Alta, from the Vault Show, Australia, down under?
Okay, you got a hold of you.
Yeah, he wants me to come on and talk about how awful of a season this was and what to expect from the Giants in the offseason. That should be the most hysterical 10-minute interview he's ever had on his show.
It's going to be amazing hearing James scream the whole time.
I got a question. There's about
the anti-superhero.
There's a bunch of people still listening and going on. I won't say a name, but a current Giant starter reached out to me to have an event and autograph signing.
Who is it?
First of all, me and Jimmy know who it is. But
yeah, I know who it is.
I want to know who it is. I
can't tell you on the air.
There's a caveat. There's actually we've been contacted by a rep who has Marco. I was hysterical laughing when I saw it in the DM, and I know that you told me that I got to stay out of your DMs. So I've been a good boy. I've stayed out of Marco's DMs. I haven't Mia Khalifa'd him at all. But there are actually 2 members of NFL teams, one Giant, one Jet, that asked us if we'd be interested in doing something for an event.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think I'd be interested in meeting the Jet more than the Giant.
And I'm with you. I actually, I would not mind that Jet to be a Giant if he was healthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, you guys gotta tell me his names off air. You gotta tell me his names in the chat off air. So I'm going crazy thinking about all this.
How much would you?
I'll tell you right now, when it comes to the Giant player, even if you knew, you wouldn't be impressed.
Nah, whatever.
See,
there's a chance he might not be a Giant next year anyway.
Yeah, I don't think that person would draw anyone.
Unless
just depending on us to bring everyone in.
Okay, I would throw up to like Eli Apple though. I have an
idea. No, I totally think I'm with you, Marco. I don't know how much of a rally up we can get for that person. I think the Jet fans would come out for. I think if we had the Jet with someone else on the Giants, maybe not said person, but that there's potential there. But I don't know how much of a stirring up we could get from Giant fans.
Yeah, exactly what the marketing person has no idea either. That's why she came to us.
Let me ask this question. Right. The person that got in contact with you, have they been on the podcast before?
The marketing person has no idea either. That's why she came to us.
No, the person has not.
Okay, I was like, because I think if it was, I was going to guess Andrew Adams.
No,
it's not.
I think he would be able to draw people. Yeah,
Andrew's always welcome on the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after the show, you got to tell me who it was because I'm dying here.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a big draw.
No. Not at all.
It would be us. It would be us and him and a bunch of Jet fans.
And maybe a family member of his or not.
He's going to want to get paid for the day.
Maybe a soccer fan.
Yeah.
Maybe a soccer fan would show up.
And then we would have to find a venue. Oh my!
I don't mind doing all that if we can, like, if we had a couple of names where we knew we can,
names.
Yeah, if we knew, I don't mind doing that. Shit, I mean, I would do it. I think we should plan an event anyway.
Yeah, no.
Damn, I wish I lived in New York with you guys.
Guys, we need to do something for the home opener.
Yeah,
I would love to do something for the home opener.
Home opener, Bleedbigblue tailgate party. Let's get it planned.
Why? Because don't trash soccer.
We'll reach out.
I love soccer, by the way.
We'll reach out
to Myron Guyton.
We'll reach out to companies and see who wants to sponsor it.
Myron Guyton would be like, "Are we going into the game?" Be like, "No, Myron, we're going to watch the game out here on television."
Myron is back to MIA.
I got the DirecTV app, so we could watch the game right on my phone. We could just somebody bring a television and an HD adapter cord or some shit. We can plug it directly into watch the game right in the parking lot.
There you go. Well, we're not allowed in after they got our voicemails.
Definitely not. We should call Gettleman.
Well, I'm serious. If you guys want to do this, we need to start, plan it probably a good 3 months ahead.
Well, the fucking schedule's not even out yet. So how can we?
Well, true. We don't even know when the home opener is.
Yeah, we don't even know when the home opener is. We got to wait for the schedule to come out before we can plan something.
It's going to be in September.
See, I'd like to do it at a bar and have, maybe somebody show up with us.
Mm-hmm.
Me?
I just don't know. I don't know who we could.
We don't have the budget. We don't have a budget for that. I'm sorry about that one.
That's the problem. Is we don't have a budget for that. We need a budget.
I'm not asking for first class, man. I can
start a GoFundMe page. If you want in on the draft, raise $25,000 so we can get Sims there.
Got you.
You know what?
Already on it.
Wait a minute.
GoFundMe, the Bleedbigblue tailgate party GoFundMe page.
GoFundMe. It's like, please.
Yeah, we'll all contribute $5. We're at 25, and then what?
We spread it out there.
Maybe we can get the same guy to show who contacted us about to show up at our party.
He's probably not going to be team anyway.
For like $25. Hey, it doesn't. So we got like $25. Would he show up for like an hour? We'll give him $25 and we'll buy him a sandwich.
It's like, sorry, buddy, you can't get enough cheese. It's not in the budget.
No, he can probably.
We don't have the budget for the cheese.
No, he can get cheese. It's just got to come out of the $25 at that point.
Maybe he can get wings though.
60-cent wings at Domino's.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money. Did you ever see I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? How much for, How much for one rib? Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Oh, man. Somebody in the chat earlier said that we were talking about like 3-4 and our linebackers and stuff. Somebody said that they would feel comfortable with Calvin Munson and B.J. Goodson as our tacklers in the middle linebacker spot. How do y'all feel about that?
Whoever said they would feel comfortable with Munson, call in so I could scream at you.
I like Munson, but I wouldn't want him to be the starter.
Oh, my God. What do you like about Munson? What is there to fight? He is exposed. The offensive coordinator literally starts masturbating when he comes onto the field. It's just like, oh, my God, we could take advantage of this guy in so many ways. I mean, he can't – you just – put that guy in motion. Munson's covering him. You don't want to get Munson out here in the middle of nowhere. Oh, my God, Munson. Stop. That's like a Giant fan that wants Orleans Darkwa to come back. Like, oh, yeah, let's go with Darkwa. And Wheeler. Wheeler's going to be good.
Defense coordinators are like, oh, if Darkwa plays, he'll have one good run. He'll get hurt right after that. You're fine.
Those are the Giant fans that are like, no changes. They just want this team to come back. They're like, oh, the way they were playing at the end of the year, they showed a lot of heart. Let's bring this whole team back. They're obviously going to get better. No, Dick.
Let's bring this whole team back.
No, Dick. No, Dick.
It's like, nah, dude, Eli's going to play for another 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's just the offensive line. That's the only problem we have is the offensive line. Yeah, okay, stop.
It's a little more.
Hey, is there any news on Eric Flowers? Like, what has Gettleman or Pat Shermer said anything about how they plan to use him?
There is news on Eric Flowers.
I haven't been hearing it. What is it?
He tweaked his ankle doing the fucking Dirty Dancing dance during the commercial.
He wasn't in it. How about that?
I know. Touche, Marco. Touche.
Why wasn't he in it?
Because he doesn't have
Brent Jones was in it.
Because he wasn't coordinated enough to do those fancy dance steps.
Eric Flowers, there's too much physicality in this dance. For real, though, what's the news on Eric Flowers, or if you were just joking?
The news is he's still on the Giants.
Why, though? I hope they if they're going to move him anywhere else, I just move him to guard. He doesn't have the athleticism for a tackle.
No, you know what, guys? Don't worry about Flowers. He's going to stick around all offseason, get in shape, and make a commitment to get better. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. Let's just bring this whole offensive line back. We'll be good.
Yeah, bring everybody back. They're fine. I mean, I think Munson's going to be like fucking Singletary.
Nah, dude, Munson's good to Luke Kuechly, all right?
I'm more worried about B.J. Goodson actually staying healthy in the middle.
That's why it's important to forget everybody they have on this roster and just bring in good football players. Like you can't count on anybody that you had. Like maybe there's snacks. I mean you can't. I mean go out and get good football players, man, because you can make an argument. I mean even. I like Landon Collins, but he didn't play very well this season.
No, I don't think he did either.
No,
he didn't. I mean, go out and get good players. I don't care what position they play. I really don't. Just go out and get guys that love playing football and that play fucking hard. That's it.
Okay.
Everything else will take care of itself. Go get good football players.
I found our party animal that's going to come to our tailgate party, and I know how much he wants to get paid. Are you ready for this name?
Oh, my God.
Jeremy Shockey.
Oh, my God.
Jeremy Shockey.
Dude, I would love to talk to Jeremy
Guess
Shockey.
how much he wants for events?
How much?
$20,000 to $30,000.
Yeah, suck a dick, Shockey.
Already on GoFundMe. Don't worry about it. Already making the page. I just asked for a bonus.
Go fund
at
me.
McDaniels.
Shockey, the Bleedbigblue tailgate.
No. Don't you dare associate our name with asking for $30,000 to get Shockey. No.
Now, is that all in cash or is that in Coke?
Oh, my God. Do not put Shockey's name in that. Jesus Christ. He's got balls asking for that much money.
Otis Anderson, call for booking fee. No, let's keep going.
Oh, it's so much money. It's so much money.
Sean O'Hara, call for booking fee.
How much is Gary Reasons?
I want Rodney Hampton.
I should text Gary. I should text Gary Reasons and be like, hey, if we pay for your airfare and the hotel, would you just show up for a half hour, an hour to the event?
Ed Hockley, $10,000 to $20,000.
Suck a dick, Ed Hockley.
First of all, I would pay for Ed Hockley before Shockey.
Yes.
Let's see. I don't see anyone else that's pretty good.
These guys are so lucky I'm not a millionaire because they would show up and it would be like me, and I'd be like, "What's up? You want to play Madden?"
Oh.
Want to play Madden?
You want to go to? I was just about to go to Moe's for some queso dip. You in?
You want to come with? You in? Having flying down every other weekend and stuff.
We have a huge.
For my bitch for the next hour. Let's go. We're going miniature golfing. Me and you, Ed Hockley.
James, Victor Cruz for $30,000.
What? Who's $30,000? Yeah. Sims?
Victor Cruz.
Oh God, him. Jesus Christ. Zoolander.
Time to dance for you.
Put it out there on the website, Marco, that we're willing to do appearance fees for $10,000 and up.
Oh my, what?
You got the money?
Steve Tisch? Steve Tisch is on the website?
Oh, how much?
I'm on athletespromotions.com. There's a free plug.
How about is Reasons on there?
I don't see him yet. No, it's not in alphabetical order. I don't think. I'm just going through.
You guys want to hear a question from the chat?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steven Solis, I wanted to ask you this earlier, but we were talking about something. He says, hypothetical question, from 1 to 10, how mad would you guys be if we got Saquon Barkley at the number 2 pick?
How mad?
37.
Yeah, he wants to know how mad. From 1 to 10.
You know what?
I'm not usually the negative. 10 is the maddest we've ever been in our life?
468.
10 is like you want to throw a remote at your TV kind of mad.
With every minute that goes by, my number goes up. 7,647.
I would be pretty pissed off.
Yeah,
I would almost have to be.
I would be at like
I would
a 5
almost have to be on the
because
James
I like him, but I think it's bad
now,
for our future. I would be at like a 5.
If you told me that if you told me they were going to trade back, and they ended up picking him up, fine.
Mm-hmm.
If they take him at 2, I storm the castle. It's just a matter of who's coming with me.
Get your pitchforks and all that stuff.
It's just a matter of who's coming with me. I'm storming the castle.
Marco, check our DMs on Twitter.
On Twitter?
Your
DMs.
Yeah. Check your Twitter on DMs. Your DMs on Twitter.
Oh. Is it Mia Khalifa? Is she looking for me again?
Yeah. She's everywhere, though.
She loves my voice. Mia Khalifa loves my voice.
She's everywhere, though, man.
problem.
She's been everywhere.
Is she hot? I can't decide if she's hot.
That's a two-part answer. I like that.
Huh?
Is she hot? I can't decide if she's hot.
She's attractive.
She's sexy.
Sometimes I look at her like that.
Yeah,
sometimes she's annoying. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
She's very fucking annoying.
How would you guys feel about getting Quentin Nelson from Notre Dame?
I like him.
Where am I picking him?
Probably second round, I'm assuming, is what he's talking about.
Nah, Quentin Nelson's going in the top 15. Quentin Nelson's going top 15 easy.
Well, that's what he asked. He didn't specify what round or anything like that. He just says Quentin Nelson in general.
Again, not at 2. Not at 2. At 2, there are 2 options at number 2: quarterback or trade back. And if your answer is trade back, then I can't tell you who they would draft or who they would target because I don't know who they're trading with, and I don't know what number or who's going to be in that area of pick. It's difficult. It's a difficult question to answer. So anybody else who's not a quarterback, the answer is going to be the same. It's you don't draft them at 2 in this draft. In another draft, when there wasn't possibly 5 franchise quarterbacks coming out, then yes, you can have the conversation about those guys and probably a bunch of other ones. But in this draft, with the quarterbacks that are coming out in the league the way it is today, there is no other option besides quarterback or who's offering me the best package for that pick because they want to pick the quarterback that I don't want to pick. That's it. Those are your options. Yep. For as attractive as Saquon Barkley is, you have to think about what is best for the franchise. And the best for the franchise at 2 is to trade back and roll the dice or to take the quarterback.
Yep. And the whole thing about this is Cleveland is picking ahead of us.
Yeah.
And they are a wild card. You're telling me you can't see them taking Barkley first and then they're going to roll with one of the other top 3 quarterbacks because they're picking 4?
I could totally see Cleveland. Honestly, that's, in my opinion, I think Cleveland's going to do that. I think
you're insane if you do that.
Yeah,
guys, think about it.
I think it's dumb.
Think about it rationally. Think about it rationally. What position is more important? That's a question. I mean, what position? Quarterback or running back? What's the more important position?
Easily.
Okay.
Quarterback.
So easily. If I take so now I'm in a position where out of the top quarterbacks coming out, I am in control of who I'm going to get. If I take Barkley, I am no longer in control of who I'm going to get. I'm at the mercy of who's left over. And if the top 3 guys end up going because other teams are going to trade up and take them, and I take Barkley at 1, and then I'm stuck with if I like Allen and Allen goes at 2 or 3, and what if you're in the situation where you take Barkley and Rosen goes 2, and somebody trades up because they like Allen at 3, and now you're sitting there at 4 with Rosen who doesn't want to play for you. Then what do you do?
True.
Because the teams that are bidding now know that Rosen doesn't want to play for you, so they're going to lowball you on the package. And you're going to end up having to take Rosen or a player that you don't want. You don't fuck around. You take the quarterback at 1, and you pray that Barkley's there at 4, and if he's not, you take Chubb or you take the next best guy. Or you trade back because somebody else wants one of those quarterbacks that are still left over.
But that's exactly that's where I think James is perfectly right because the fact is, it's going to be quarterback at 1, more likely a quarterback at 2.
It has to be.
And
I would
disagree with you. A trade's going to happen. A quarterback's going to happen at 3, and if a quarterback happens at 3, then guess what? There's going to be another trade in the 4 or 5. There's going to be at least 4 quarterbacks taken in the top probably 7.
See now, if I'm Cleveland, I'm not looking to trade.
Just to trade back.
But if I'm Cleveland, honestly, like I made my big trade when I'm in position. This is what I want. How many times are you going to trade back? Like, if I'm
True.
Cleveland, like, I got the extra second-round pick. I'm loaded in this draft with draft picks. Like, why do I need more picks? Like, I have all the picks that I need. I need players now. Like, now's the time. You've set yourself up. You did what you were supposed to do. Now you're going to trade back again? You're in position right now to take the quarterback that you want out of 5 quarterbacks that people are salivating over, and then to say, and let the board fall to you. Because no matter what, okay, you're in position to get Chubb or Barkley. So you walk away from this draft with the quarterback that you want and Chubb or Barkley. You won.
Oh, and I agree with it, but let's put it this way. The other scenario is...
If you look at it on the offensive side of the ball, you say, I got my quarterback, and now I have Barkley to go with him. If you look at it on the defensive side of the ball, you go, I got my franchise quarterback, and now I just put fucking Chubb opposite of Myles fucking Garrett.
Yeah.
All right, another question.
I agree with you, but let's put it this way. The scenario being, let's quarterback goes 1, 2, 3. And Cleveland's sitting there at 4.
Take Barkley.
And people are going to be giving up a king's ransom to get that 4th spot, to grab, maybe one of either Lamar Jackson or Baker Mayfield or, something like that.
So you think they would be able to trade down another 2-3 spots and still be able to get Barkley?
Well, that's I don't.
There's supposedly like 5 elite talents in this draft. There is, not counting the quarterbacks. There's Bradley Chubb. There's Barkley. There's Fitzpatrick from Alabama, the safety.
There's a lot of good players in this draft.
Derwin James.
You're a team.
Derwin James is another guy who's like linebacker / safety / corner from Florida State. He's another one that's up there.
You're a team sitting between 6 and 10. You're going to end up with one fucking awesome football player in this draft. You're going to end up with a top 4 talent in the back end of the top 10 because of these quarterbacks, people coming up to get them.
Exactly. And I would love us to get like if we didn't need the quarterback, a Quentin Nelson, what they were saying, they're saying he's the highest rated guard that they've had in like 10 years. They're like comparing him to Steve Hutchinson. Pretty much can't miss guard.
All right. Another question came in. If we take Allen at 2, how mad are you?
I don't know that I'm mad. I don't know that I'm mad if I take Allen at 2. I don't know that I'm mad. If Darnold goes 1, I think that I like Rosen, but I'm concerned about his injuries. So if Darnold went 1, then if the Giants took Allen at 2, I think I'd be happy. I don't think that I'd be mad. I think that if to me, it's one of those quarterbacks or you trade back. Like, you can make an argument for any of the 3. And I think that there's those 3, and then your second tier is Jackson and Mayfield, and you can argue about the order about those 2. And then there's the third tier of quarterbacks. So, like, I have the top 3, then I have Mayfield and Jackson, and then the rest of the bunch. So if you're telling me that I'm going to end up with any one of those 3 guys, even if it's Rosen, I'm okay with it. It makes sense. You have to. It's either take one of those guys or trade the pick. And if you came out and you said, Allen's my guy, we loved him. We love the way this worked out. We love having Rosen here. We love having Darnold here. Those are the guys. That's the guy. Fine, let's roll. That's our guy. Let's do it. And I don't have a problem with that. But address the quarterback position. It's the most important thing.
And this is the thing, James, too, and I know you disagree with this, but the main thing with Darnold and Allen, a lot of people said they probably needed another year of seasoning. Most people said, so it would actually be a perfect situation for either one of them. To sit behind Eli, maybe half the season.
Well, just because I disagree with it. Just because I disagree with it means absolutely fucking nothing, right? So I totally agree with you, and that's one of the other reasons why I think that either Darnold or Allen makes more sense for us than Rosen. I think if Rosen comes here, it creates a problem right away because what we've heard about Rosen is very simple. We've heard that he's the one that's ready to play now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, if he's the one that's ready to play now, if you're going to draft him and not play him, you're defeating the purpose of drafting him. You're wasting time from his development. He's NFL ready. He's ready to play now. There's no excuses. Get the kid in the game if you're going to draft him at number 2. Now, if it's Allen or Darnold, then yes, I'm with you, Tim. It makes more sense to let them sit for a year behind Eli and learn. I would hope with Darnold that would be the case, that there would be a veteran quarterback there, because my thing about taking Darnold is I love where he's going to be 3 years from now. Me, personally, if I'm the coach,
20.
I throw him in the fire. But I'm not, and I could see the argument for letting him develop behind Eli. I don't have a problem with it. But get me the quarterback.
You would throw him in the mix with the wishbone right
Me?
away, correct?
Me. He would be my wishbone guy day one.
And that's
I'm
20 years old.
You look at the league now, but here's my thought process with that. All right, and just to put some basis behind it, so it's not just I want to get rid of Eli. I'm of the mindset of that the roster isn't close. So to me, it's if I'm going to draft a kid at 2, then in my scenario, Eli wouldn't be on the team, and I would have a lot more money to go ahead and get some young talent, some guys that are coming off their rookie contracts that I like, that I can get with some upside, that still have some upside, try to sign some of those guys, get a new feel in the locker room, some new blood with Darnold. I would clean out the excess of, Jennings, DRC, Apple, JPP. I would cleanse the locker room. I would go young. I would have my cap flexible. I'd have a young quarterback, and I would let him play through the growing pains with a young team, a hungry team, and I would build. And my goal would be 2 or 3 years from now down the line, and it would be a work in progress. That's what I would do. They're not going to do that, so you make the argument, well, if you're not going to do that, you're going to draft Allen or Darnold, let them develop for a year or 2 under Eli. I don't like it, but I get it.
I wouldn't say a year. I wouldn't say 2. It'd be a year. Pretty much everything I'm hearing is the only reason Eli is going to stay on the team is financially you gain nothing from cutting him.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that. I get it, but Wentz and Goff went through some shit their first year, and look what you saw in year number 2. So if you're going to draft a kid that high, then to me you have to let him play because that's your guy. I mean, it's him. You're drafting him that high. You want to see him play. You want the team to be his. I don't understand it because I think they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. And I think in the end, it really has potential to blow up in their face. Eli does not. He wants to play. And you're going to have a real problem with him on the roster making that much money come mid-season if this team isn't competing with him letting this kid play.
Well, come mid-season, if we're not competing, I'm obviously going to Eli.
But what do you do? What do you do at that point, Tim? So the trade deadline, that's my concern. Is you're in the same situation you were last year, this year.
Yeah.
And if you don't, this is a team. If you're telling yourself, hold on, wait. If you're telling yourself,
you do have the heir apparent though.
If they're selling us on, if they're selling us on Eli coming back, then they're of the ilk that they can win now. They're of the mindset that they can win now. And if that's the case, then at the trade deadline, you're not out of it. If they weren't out of it this year at the trade deadline, they're not going to be out of it next year at the trade deadline. So now you're in the same situation where if they come out of the gate and struggle and it doesn't get better and they continue to struggle and it gets to be the middle of November and it looks like the team's not going anywhere, you're going to have a very difficult time. I don't care if it's the heir apparent, putting Eli Manning on the bench. You're going to have a hard time doing it. You had a hard time doing it this year, and you were 0-13, 1-13.
But the difference is we did have the heir apparent, where it sounded like Davis Webb, for the most part, coaches didn't think he was ready.
Yeah,
but Eli Manning does not want to sit. Like, that's the problem.
You know
Eli
what?
Manning
you know what you tell him, James?
He wants to play.
I pay you $22 million. You do what the fuck I want you to do.
I totally agree with you. There you go. I've converted. You've now seen the light.
I saw that one coming a mile away.
I totally agree with you, Tim. You have come to the dark side. But they're going to have a problem on their hands because they don't see it like I do. I totally agree with you. Sit the fuck down.
All right,
we got a minute.
We got a minute on this thing. Let's wrap it up.
I'm glad I was going to stay on for an hour.
Yeah, that's all I was going to do, but...
All right, let me get another question here from the chat. Somebody wants to know how would you guys feel if we signed...
The questions are over.
All right, never mind. Sorry, guys.
Go quick fire. Give the guy his question. Hurry up, Todd.
Okay, how would you guys feel about signing DeMario Davis?
There you go. There's your answer. Meh.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right. Everyone, if you are new here and you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. Talking to all the new people on the YouTube. We're blowing up.
All you fucking millennials.
I think we're blowing up.
Woo-woo. Oh, you millennials. You sound like it's a bad thing.
It is. You're on mute.
It is.
We need the Funkmaster Flex, the bomb that goes off. We need that in our lives.
There we go.
Let's
go old school.
Exactly. These kids have no clue who Funk. They're all Googling. They think Funk